And we gonna do the show tonight or next week, or what we doing, man?
It's live, man.
Be quiet.
Can't hear you, E.
It's loading.
Okay.
What's up, world? This is your boy, Coach EV, aka EV the Geeker, and welcome to another edition of Talking Hoops in the SIP, Boys and Girls Edition. That's right, the Talking Hoops in the SIP, Boys and Girls Edition. Man, I am excited about this show. It's gonna be explosive. We're gonna be talking about Mississippi high school playoffs. We coming down to the end. It's championship week, final four. We're going to be talking about how y'all fans should be acting in the games, all different type stuff. I have an all-star cast tonight from Southern Sports Platform. As normal, we have T. Webb, Talante Weber. What's up, T?
What's up, everybody?
We have from Mississippi Play Sports, the ball-headed one, Eddie Young. What up, E. Young?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Yeah, you got to unmute here. I don't know if you've ever done that before. We have from DC Bucks, Cordarius Jones. What up, Cord?
What's up, Coach? What up, everybody?
We have from Cold Cuts, Kevin Cole, our Gulf Coast analyst. What's up, K. Cole?
What's up, world? How y'all doing, fellas?
And we have two very special guests, a parent, but not only a parent, a coach in his own right, a legend in his own right. He has daughter is one of the best players in the state of Mississippi, along with in the country going to Missouri State, Mr. Burrow Woodhouse. What up, Burrow?
Hey, how y'all doing?
And we also have from Natchez, Mississippi, via Frisco, Texas, living in Frisco, Texas at this time, a superstar, Mr. Corey Isaac. What up, Corey?
Hey, y'all, how y'all doing? Thank you for having me tonight.
Before we get going, just want to say this show is brought to you by Tatum & Wade Law Firm, located at 124 East of Meade Street, right here in Jackson, Mississippi. Tatum & Wade are serious lawyers who get serious results. But, you know, I say that if you want to get paid, then you need to go to Tatum & Wade. Listen, everybody that's watching right now, let's jump in. We are here. Jump in on the live chat. Talk to us on live chat. Ask questions. You know, we might be giving away some T-shirts today. I don't know, man. I'm just excited about it. With all this, shoes will be in a few minutes, a little later. But until then, please make sure if you have not subscribed, please watch. You know, you're here watching. That's great. But make sure you subscribe as well. All right, let's jump right in, man. One of the things we're going to talk about tonight, early on, you know, we're going to hit the Mississippi High School Association playoffs, along with the private school playoffs that's going on. Final four, we're here nitty gritty. Even the private schools, some state championships were won. In the private school, they're getting ready to go into the overall state championship. But it's drawn to our attention on last night. We did, myself and Cord and Tricky Jackson was on doing like a little late night talking hoops in the SIP. And what the topic came up is the way fans act in the stands. What's appropriate, inappropriate. Heckling. Let me just repeat myself. I remember several years ago, I used to go to Indiana Tech games, maybe about 15, 20 years ago. And I sat on the front row and we called it Gucci row, and I was a heckler. And my heckle was, it's the guys' game. I never ever went. I didn't even go watch girls' games at the time, so I never went to a girls' game, to be honest with you, like that. So I never have heckled girls. I guess maybe because I got 3 daughters. But guys, I thought it was cool. I guess it's called heckling. But I would just be saying stuff like, number 4, you can't score. When actually I would have the name. So, I got the roster. Talante Weber, you can't score. Kill him. He can't guard you. That type of stuff. And so those were the type of things that I used to say at games. And I think that personally, those type of things are okay. I think, I did get under people's skin. I remember sometimes I would sit behind the visitor's bench. And so sometimes the guy on the bench would never play, like Eddie Young, that would be him. So for example, I'd be saying, hey, Eddie Young, are you ever gonna come off the bench? Like, how do you like it down there? So I would, and so you could argue that might be crossing the line. I don't know. That's something we can talk about. And just to try to get people's focus off of what's going on at the game. And so let's talk about what do we consider appropriate. And then I'm going to bring in Burl a little later, to jump in on this, because I want to talk, we want to keep it real. One of the topics that we talked about last night was Olive Branch and Madison Central. Madison Central on Twitter, several fans, several players said that the Olive Branch crowd was saying inappropriate things. And then we had obviously some Olive Branch fans, coming on saying that it wasn't that wasn't the case. So we like to, I'm a truly believer in the Bible that says there's always two sides of every story. So I'd like to, I heard Olive Branch side, I heard Madison Central side, and so you definitely want to hear some other, different people maybe who has been a part of that, and let's see what they say. So let me ask y'all this. We'll just cut to the chase. We'll start with you, Corey, as our guest. We always give our guests, I know Eddie doesn't do this at his house. Usually when somebody visits somebody's house, they let the guests eat first. But Eddie's so greedy, he gonna eat first. And then if you get some, then that's on you. So, but we're not gonna do that here, dog. We're gonna let you eat here. So, Mr. Isaacs, talk to us about fans, and you were a part of that conversation last night. What you
most definitely. So, being out here in Frisco and then being in Natchez, and you all probably been to Brookhaven game. So I'm okay with like the students. Like if a kid, if you're in Brookhaven playing, you're the opposing team, and you travel, and they do you can't do that, the chant like that, and the kids giving the players a hard time. I have no problem with it. Let's say, so Mr. Woodhouse, let's say, for instance, his daughter, I heard you say his daughter played, and if he was, cheering for his daughter, and saying, she can't guard you, I'm okay with that, because it's either gonna make that player want to guard his daughter tougher, or she probably just can't guard. I have no problem with him coaching his daughter on and talking smack to the other player like that. I just feel like when it becomes explicit words, I think that becomes a problem. And my thing is only because, and I know I was reading in the comments what people were saying last night, like coaches have to get players mentally ready for this. Well, we just saw in the bubble in the NBA where, Rondo and Westbrook, like Rondo family, I think it was Westbrook family, was kicked out of the bowl because they were heckling, Rondo. So it's, or vice versa, either or. So I just think like when it's fans, students on the player, it's okay. And if it's tasteful, I just think what happens is you say, like, for instance, if Mr. Woodhouse, Coach Woodhouse says, I'm just using him for example because he's a parent on here. If he's dogging a player for using inexplicit words toward her, what if that other player that he's talking to, parent, is there? So it can cause a problem during the game and after the game. And that's where the referees have to jump in at. That's where the officials, if the athletic directors, that's where they have to jump in at. Because my thing here is different from 70s, 80s, and 90s in Heckling versus now. And we have to just be honest, man. I mean, let's just be honest. Kids are more sensitive these days. Mental health issues are running rampant these days. You don't understand how, and social media is so high, we don't understand how these things can trickle to a negative effect. So I just think that long as it's in a good taste, it's okay. Because like you was telling the other day, last night, Evie, you said with Callaway, you said Callaway fans are loud and rowdy, and when Deshaun is doing his thing, they running all up and down the sideline. That's cool, but when it get to a point where the parents are talking and cursing at kids, that's where it stops at. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think profanity is never needed, but let's just be honest too. Those of us who have kids, and let's say Corey, you have a child. I don't know if you have children, but let's say you do, and I say I'm at the game. Your daughter or your son happen to be guarding my son, and I'm like, kill that dude. He can't guard you. Well, that's your son. So even though I didn't say much bad, your pride gonna jump up too. So now, me and you potentially gonna have a problem, even though I said something that's really acceptable. But now me and you, our men, our ego, our testosterone is getting ready to start happening on something that's as simple as kill him, he can't guard you. Because that should be the mindset. We should be in kill mode. How do we, how do you police that, per se? How do you respond to that?
That's a good point. I mean, now in that situation, I think that you're totally right. And I think that, like, I wouldn't have a problem with it. Like I said, you just have, man, we have to look at it too. Like, we have more, and I have much respect for the women that come to the game, and they supporting their sons and daughters more than our men. We have to do better as men stepping up, coming to the game. But you have a point there. Like I say, you didn't attack your son in any kind of way. You just used the word kill. This is a good topic, man. But I just think it goes. It's the term, and it's the language, and it's the aggressiveness with it. That's my opinion.
Anybody else want to jump in?
I would just say that the trash talking at games has went to a different level. And it's not even the players. See, back in my day, I came out of high school in the 90s. We trash talked each other, but the parents or whatever, or some super fan, whatever, wasn't doing more trash talking than the kids on the court. So I think one of the problems nowadays is you got grown people. I think it's particularly more in the girls' game than boys, because girls are more sensitive. I got two daughters. So, and I get it. They are definitely more sensitive than boys. And so I think sometimes the wrong words are being used at games, and that's when it strikes a nerve. And as a father of a girl basketball player, you say something disrespectful, I'm gonna be more mad at you for saying something disrespectful to her than I probably would with my son if he was playing.
Well, let's go here, man. We gonna cut to the chase. One of the reasons you on girl, we gonna go on right there. Olive Branch, South Haven, Taylor Woodhouse. Let's just talk about what was said. If you don't mind, if you don't, you can X out as you want. But let's go ahead and talk about what was said inappropriately to your daughter, and then let's deal with it.
Well, see, the whole thing really it's not Olive Branch.
Okay.
It's one particular fan.
One fan. Let's deal with that. One fan. So hold on, bro. Let me say this. Olive Branch, want to make this clear. It's not Olive Branch. So I want to make it on record. It's one super fan that comes and supports Olive Branch. So we're not attacking Olive Branch fans. Y'all type that in the comments. I got to go church on y'all. Everybody touch that name and say we ain't attacking Olive Branch fans. I mean, because we'll, I want to make sure that, matter of fact, I need all y'all to unmute and say, we're not attacking Olive Branch fans. Can y'all say that with me, please? I appreciate that.
Hey, first of all, guys, we ain't finna do all this old corny stuff with Coach EV, man. He already alluded that he's a pastor, and he took up about 10 minutes of time before Corey Isaac even got a chance to talk. So let's just be honest. I wouldn't want to go to his church. He's one of those pastors that say he start the sermon and say he ain't gonna be long, and then it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, people sleeping home, and he's still talking. Go ahead, Burl.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, so I'm just saying it's not. I think Olive Branch, from what I've seen, they have probably maybe the best fan base in high school basketball in the state of Mississippi. So It's not Olive Branch per se. It is one fan there that I think is inappropriate with girls basketball, and it's the personal attacks. Okay. I just think it's inappropriate to be personally attacking a kid. I mean, the other parent is gone, and it's been times I went back and forth with the fan because I thought it was inappropriate.
Tell me what he said, bro. Let's go on. It's already on record. What did he say? So we can deal with it. I want to go ahead and deal with it, to be honest with you, if you don't mind.
Some of the stuff I haven't heard has been told to me because it's hard to hear it way across and you got all the fans at the game, you know what I'm saying? But things like she mentally weak, blah, blah, blah. She not good enough to play D1. Personal threats to me personally on social media from the same fan. So when your kid knows that and that person is talking to him at the game, it's kind of, it all goes hand in hand, but just a lot of personal attacks. Not that maybe South Haven not good or whatever, or don't let her score. That's fine. All that's fine. Lock her up. You can lock her up. You can say all that. But the personal attacks against that individual player, calling about her name, things of that nature, it's just inappropriate from a grown man to do that.
Let me ask you this, bro. I mean to cut you off because I want to touch on something, and I want everybody to chime in on this. Is saying that she's not a D1 player, because your daughter is one.
Yeah.
And not just you, bro. I'm asking. I want everybody. Is that out of bounds in y'all mind?
To me, that's not, but it's just an accumulation of things. That's just part of it. You see what I'm saying? That's just part of it. That's on the light end. It's the Kurt use.
Has he ever said that? Have you ever heard someone say she was a B, the B word?
I'm not sure about that, but some of the fans that I still talk to this day, there's Olive Branch that told me some of the stuff he's saying is very inappropriate. Like I said, it's hard for me to hear, but if they're telling me it's very inappropriate, I know he's saying something inappropriate.
Talk to me, guys. Anybody else go ahead and chime in that y'all have. Anybody want to jump in on that? Kevin, you got to unmute yourself.
All right. I mean, my opinion on that is this is the thing that I believe in. That's part of home court advantage. I mean, when you go on the road, you expecting hecklers, you expecting the referees for the calls to go the opposite way. You know what I mean? So, but at the same time, my man was just talking about with his daughter. Now, if they was in the stand saying some inappropriate stuff where his daughter could see that, I would have a problem with that. But you got to also understand that basketball is a game where it's predominantly black, and for some reason, when it's a bunch of us getting together, we just have a tendency to feel like we gotta have an edge and try to get in a kid's head, even as a fan. People do that. Wow. And I'm not gonna say that it's right, but that's just part of basketball. And if you got a child that's playing this sport, you already know mentally toughness, that has a lot to do with playing high school basketball.
Yeah. But see, I believe in this though, EV. If you're gonna do it, you gotta be able to take it. Like a lot of these people, they say that, I'm just doing this and doing that, but let's say the tables turn and had a kid on the court. They'll be trying to fight, and that's when a lot of stuff escalates. Some folks can take it, like what I said, you can sit over there and be quiet and kind of bark back and forth, but just say it was somebody different. Because I know some guys that will get with that quick, that you said something to their daughter, they'll go over there and fight the guy. It almost happened in Matt Central game. So
yeah, Cordarius, and what you're saying is really, really true. Too, because Bay Springs and Puckett played in the district championship game a few weeks ago. I was at, and one of the parents, and this was from two Bay Springs parents, one of the parents had yelled, and I don't remember the kid's name, pass the ball. She's so selfish, pass the ball. My baby was open. And man, they just almost was in a melee, I mean, the same team parents are just, so I'm sure you guys have seen that. as well. And I do want to touch on something too, Kevin. I run youth basketball leagues throughout the state of Mississippi, and I played baseball growing up. And I've been around different youth organizations. I'm sure all you guys have. It ain't just us. Some of them are the worst type of people that you can find in terms of being hecklers. And so I don't want that to be a stereotype just on Black people, because I think sports in general brings out the worst in people sometimes, whether it be Caucasian race, Native Americans, whomever. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's good. No, you made a good point, Eddie. That is a good point, because it is not. This is I don't think this has anything to do with race as far as the heckling. It does seem, for me, and until I saw it to be honest, the other night, and this may sound crazy and people may think EVU tripping, but I really didn't even know girls talk junk. I coached girls basketball before, and I never saw any of my kids ever talk junk to another girl. I never did. And parents, I guess this was back in the early 2000s, they weren't doing that either too much. So where do you think that evolved, into that? Because in female, I would never go to a girl game, because I just, it's almost like, I have 3 daughters. I don't feel that, that's what you do to, I feel like you treat a woman a certain way. And so as a man, I would not even be talking, I don't think, to a girl. I wouldn't even say, man, she can't guard you. I don't even know if I would be into that conversation. I just don't know. Even though I don't think anything's per se wrong in that statement, but I don't think girls, I don't want to say what I don't know if they like. That's not what they're built to handle. They're not.
Can I comment on that, EV? Yes. Look, you just asked the question. What do you think that evolved from? I mean, most girls that are really, really good, they grow up playing with boys. Like down here, most of them girls that play at Harrison Central, that program, they come to the gyms and play in the gyms with the guys. And guess what? You already know in the city gym, they're going to talk noise. So guess what them girls going to do? They're going to talk noise back. Now, don't get me wrong. Most of the time, they're not just going to downright disrespect their girl that's playing basketball. They're going to talk a little noise with them. So that's where that evolves from. So you do have some females that, they're going to talk trash.
Well, I want to make this clear, because, I'm reading off of the live chat. And so one of the 2 Olive Branch fans, one Tamika Chu, I mean, it's public, so I'm calling the name because it's here, I can see it, said he has never called Taylor a B. What Olive Branch fan told you that, and why this fan wasn't invited to defend himself? And if this fan is listening, you are welcome. DM me. We will definitely put you on the show to defend yourself. And I
don't think anybody ever said he called Taylor a B, but they said he said some inappropriate things to her, and if they was her daddy, they would have had to get up with him.
And that's exactly what you said. You never said. I have people say the B word, and so they did not say.
Well, let's put it like that. Once you caught stealing and you keep stealing, you're a thief, right? So if it happened a lot, and a lot of people are getting agitated by it, then it just happened. I mean, it is what it is. You are what you are. I mean, ain't nobody, not every person gonna lie on the person and say, oh, that person stole from me. Yeah, that person stole from me. 3 or 4, 5 people not gonna say the same thing. That's just me.
Right. And again, we want, and everybody, this is America. You're right. You're innocent to proven guilty. And so this is not, again, I want to make this clear. This is not now, this is not an indictment against the whole Olive Branch fans. Now, Leah Mosley is on live chat right now. Now, Leah Mosley is a senior who just finished her career from Madison Central and is going to Jackson State. And I quote, this is her live chat, says, that man verbally abused us the entire game. Now, this is from a child. Let's not forget a 17 or 18-year-old child. Let's not forget that. And that is whatever he said, you know, and it sounds like, and I think we can safely say, I would almost say he didn't call him a B, because I do think that the Olive Branch fans wouldn't have allowed that. So I don't think he used that word per se. But obviously for her to say that this man verbally abused us, something was said inappropriately, because most children, and I've met Aaliyah this year, happen to know her brothers. She doesn't strike me as a child who would just go, even though, you know, would just go to the stands and say something to a fan out of the way just to be starting something, just to be honest with you. And I'm talking about her character, and is not that character. Now I'm gonna pass that to Eddie.
Can I jump in, Evie? Can I jump in real quick, because I got to get off? I got to get off in just a second, and I'm gonna come back. I agree with you, Evie, 1000%. That kid right there is probably one of the most humble, most obedient kids that you will ever find. I'm talking about Aaliyah Mosley. So for her to say that, then I would definitely say that there had to have been some validity to what she's saying, because I would say I probably know her better than anybody on this particular panel. So right. I endorse whatever she's saying. I got to sign off, guys. I'll be back in 30 minutes. Hopefully y'all still talking. Man, this is getting pretty dicey. This may be our best show ever, Evie. Hey, but I'll be back, man. Y'all keep rocking and rolling.
Yeah, nobody cares about you, Eddie, but bye.
I knew, hey, Talante, I knew he was going to say that.
Evie, can I jump in for a minute, Evie?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
All right, so you came and seen my daughter play a few games this summer. You seen Ari Winston play a few games this summer. What is one of the things you told me about my daughter? She's very what?
Oh,
she
God.
Much, right? She's real quiet, right?
Real what?
She's real quiet. Her and Ari Winston, she real quiet. Don't say nothing.
That's right. Talking about, right.
So for her and a kid like Ari Winston to turn around and start yapping at this guy, you know it's got to be something inappropriate he's saying to them. Like, Taylor get heckled all the time. That's no biggie. That's all the time in high school ball. But it's just, like I said, I don't know what the guy said to the young lady last night. But I do know you can't be putting a Coke can on the floor on the out of bounds line and telling kids they too little and and I know that ain't something real big, but once again, in the heat of a battle, grown people, I find it inappropriate for grown men to help the little girls. Let the student section do that, or but grown men, I just find it inappropriate. It's inappropriate.
Well, I want to also.
So in some college games, they'll put people out for doing it. So why is it cool to do it at high school games?
And this is from, and I want to be fair, Rainbow Piggy's mom, who I believe personally, myself, I've spent some time with her, is a woman of God. I truly believe that. So I want to go on record and say that she said that that did not happen. And she said that to watch the film. So another side of it, Kennedy Ransom, who's also on Madison Central, one of the top players in the state, said this is totally true. He attacked us the entire game, and the officials were off. So,
and I certain people taking up for that guy because they know that guy is a little bit too much. They know it. So I don't.
And I done heard several players say it. And I'm trying to be modest about it. I done heard several players say what he done told. And I know these players, like personally. Like I know Ari Winston. You know what I'm saying? She ain't never even batted an eye at me. You know what I'm saying? Before saying stuff to her like, "You're not doing that." I know she can take certain stuff, but then some people they gon'. I mean, they girls. We supposed to be like, who always say men supposed to protect their women. Like this girls basketball, dog. Like it's girls basketball, dog. Like we out here really doing that to girls basketball, and I'm not trying to get heated about it. I'm just saying girls basketball, dog, and not trying to discredit girls, but come on, dog, it's a time and place, and it's a way to say everything. And nobody want their child to be going through that, especially if you got girls that actually finna bow up against you. Like you said, EV last night. At some points, you got to be an adult. You got to come and be like, you know what, baby, I wasn't saying nothing to you. I'm sorry, or something. You got to kind of like diffuse that, because that don't look good. It don't look good. It just don't.
Well, here's one thing a parent, I think, said, Jocelyn Cotton. She said, the main concern here is just the whole experience as a whole. That guy shouldn't be allowed to be doing all that he did the entire game. Regardless of what was said, the way he was acting toward those kids was just unacceptable. And he eventually got into their head. And the Olive Branch came up to us after the game saying he does it all the time and that he was wrong. So I think that they are, and he said the normal officer that puts him out wasn't there. And what it sounds to me is, and here we're having, to me, what I consider a healthy discussion, because this is stuff that does happen all the time and happens different places. And we just happen to be, on the Olive Branch in Madison Central. That's what happened last night. It was a topic. It happened. We want to discuss it because ultimately, and the fan is not here to defend himself. And in America, and you're innocent until proven guilty. And I wish that I would have known who he was. He would be welcome, and we would keep this thing clear, as positive as possible. I see some guys are being silly talking about E.B. Springer. This is not Jerry Springer. This is, just a conversation. Delonte, jump in, man. What you think?
I'm just over here like, I don't know who the guy is, but from listening to y'all, should he be doing that at the game? Like, I referee too, so I tell people. Of course, people always say, well, I paid the money, I can say what I want to say. You can say what you want to say to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? When you start directing derogatory things that, other parents or, players, referees, now it's time for you to go. If I'm coaching or I'm an administrator at that school, I feel that they should be able to control that fan. If he can't control himself, he don't need to be welcome at the game.
Well, so here's what Aaliyah Mosley, here's what, now this is what Aaliyah Mosley said. And this is what she said he said. He constantly yelled to me that I sucked. And I got fed up and walked over him to say what I had to say. That's what you see me on film walking up to him saying. So I think that's now let's just deal with that. And let's just be honest. Is that telling a girl that she sucked, is that inappropriate? My answer is, I think that's, if you ain't crossed the line, you at that line.
You're at the line.
You right there now. That's a harsh, sucked is a harsh word. Let's just be honest now. That's a harsh thing.
All right, and I know we're talking about girls, but let's switch it up. How do you guys feel about, because if you go to a boy game, if you notice, most women are the ones who doing all the yelling versus the men at the game. So how do y'all feel about the women, like the moms yelling at the kids and the players and coaches and everything like that?
Delonte, I want you to hold that point because I had something I wanted to say to that, but it probably wouldn't be right on this. That's what I just see. That's what people got to do. They got to think before they speak, because I was getting ready to say something to answer that, but it probably wasn't appropriate. You see, but I want y'all to deal with that comment real quickly. The sucked comment, Corey Isaac, what do you feel?
Man, it's a female, so to say a female sucking, the times we living in, I just think, like you say, I agree with you. You're on the line. You're not crossed it, but you just right there, and I just think that that's the wrong term to use. And like I say, we don't know the guy. I don't know the guy. We're not speaking his name, of course, but I just think that if it's been happening, it should have been addressed or whatever like that. But using the term suck in a female's basketball game is it's kind of tough. I think it's not fair, not right.
Yeah. And T. Young says, no excuse for an adult telling a kid they suck. As a parent, you don't even tell your own child that. So how would you accept someone else saying it to your child?
Yeah.
So,
and that's the whole thing right there.
Yeah,
exactly.
So that's the thing.
What if somebody
I would have to agree with that, because
what else?
I use the Bible term. The Bible says death and life is in the power of the tongue. So You know, that is a term I probably wouldn't have used in that regard. That's over the line, and especially for a female. Now, a young man, I don't know if I said it for them either, but female definitely, and we can say we want female, male is different. You know, now I know we got the all equal. You know, the Bible's principle still works for that, but it's just a little different when you talk about a female, in my opinion. K. Cole, you got anything to add on that?
I think it's, you know, like you said, it's borderline going too far. You got to understand these are young ladies, and you know, they're women at the end of the day, and but I feel like that it's certain stuff that, and I'll be honest with you, I don't never really hear people like getting on girls hard. The only thing that I hear is a parent pushing his daughter or pushing her daughter, you know, to do better. But I don't never really hear a lot of heckling when it comes to people saying that a girl sucks or a girl is not that good. I don't hear a lot of that in female games. So it's kind of hard for me to kind of, you know, speak on that. But I wouldn't think it was right for, you know, somebody to be saying something towards a young lady on the basketball court.
And let me jump right back in on that. Even when we had the rowdiest crowds in these gyms, even when they do their chants, they don't even use that as a chant. They don't even use the word suck as a chant. We heard some chants before, but they don't even use that word. So, you know, I just think that word is, especially when it comes to our young ladies, man. I mean, we got to be more respectful to them. But like I say, I understand it's competition, but that word is just, it's crossing around.
Well, let me ask you this, because I do want to address this. One of the other things, and I have to agree, Olive Branch, you know, there's a lot going on the chat. I love it. And see, parents, keep you cool, be parents, and let these kids enjoy this time. Let me say this, and Miss Piggies, I agree with you know, watch the film. Film does not lie. The refs played a major role in win. What do you guys feel like this? That game was, and we're just using that as a game to talk about. When you lose by 20 points, is that a time for you to say the referees? You know, I saw that last night chiming kind of on Twitter. I saw Center Hill, some parent from Center Hill. They were disappointed in the officiating. They lost by 20 to Holmes County. Madison Central, they said that. Can the refs affect the game like that when you lose by 20? What's your guys' thoughts?
Yes, I mean, this is my thing, because I saw a lot of that too. Even like last night when I was at the Brandon Harrison Central game, I always sit on the opposite side. I always sit with the visiting fans just to hear and listen. But people are going to always say the referees had something to do with the loss. I mean, nobody's just going to just straight up just say, hey, man, they beat us. The referees took the game from us. You're going to hear that all night, especially going on the road. It is hard to win on the road in the playoffs in the state of Mississippi. It's only a couple of teams that probably won on the road. But as far as, you know, when you're at home, that home court advantage, it is what it is. It's an advantage. And then you're going to have, I mean, most coaches prepare. When they go on the road, there's 2 or 3 things they're going to say. We're going to have to play against the crowd, and we're going to have to play against the referees. But at the same time, you just got to go there and play, and don't worry about the referees. It's going to be what it's going to be. I mean, most people that lose games, a lot of them do complain about the referees. So that's just part of the nature of going on the road and playoff basketball.
Well, and I'm pretty much like Kevin, you know what I'm saying? For me, I mean, that's the point of having home court advantage. You know what I'm saying? If you at home, I mean, you're supposed to have the crowd on your side. And sometime in the playoffs,
hey, can you speak up, Talante, your volume, get it turned up?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear now a little better.
Yeah, I was saying pretty much like Kevin said, that's the point of having home court advantage. You know what I'm saying? You get the crowd on your side and you're at home. And most of the time in Mississippi, like this year, they use the same refs from their area. So, you know what I'm saying? So most of those refs probably, but I got the perfect example. Most of those refs have ref that team before. But just like last night, I think it was New Site versus Kahoma. The referees that ref that game, they had ref 15 New Site games already this season, and New Site lost. So that's my thing. Did they really have an advantage or not? You know what I'm saying? If you ref the team 15 times that same crew and they lose, can we really say they cheated?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's interesting. Now, here's somebody who talked about the foul count was Madison Central 14 or Olive Branch 3 in the second half. Now, as a coach, which I've coached for 30 years, if that was the foul count, I'm concerned about that. That is a major that's a major discrepancy. But I've happened to have seen Madison Central play, and I haven't seen Olive Branch, but I know about the Coach Thompson, and I know some of the players on Olive Branch. It really sounded like, to be honest with you, like Tamika Chu said, and even Burl Woodhouse has said, the Olive fan base is obviously outstanding. So we want to make that clear that is a consensus. The question is become with the Olive Branch game, we're talking about one gentleman. And unfortunately, he's not here to defend himself. But the other piece, it sounds like, and you know how it can be like this. Sometimes, man, it can be a good game and one or two calls, maybe even 3 or 4, seem to go the other way. And then, as I say, you throw the baby out with the bathwater. So it sounds like to me, on one hand, we had a disruptive fan who now, as we know as well as I do, one bad apple can mess up the whole bunch. And so now all of Olive Branch is brought in to this one fan. So it's obviously we got one fan that had a challenging time. And then, yes, it might have been 3 or 4 bad calls, maybe 4 or 5, but did it cost Madison Central the game? I don't know. We got both ways. We got, both opinions. I can't wait to watch the game. I am going to watch the game and give you an honest evaluation, keep it real, and, go from there. I think, Madison Central, I got to watch them, call them. They're a very good team. They're great coach. They have great players, and they had a great year. And so it's unfortunately somebody has to lose the game. So anyway, we'll shift. Go ahead, Cordarius.
No, I was just gonna say that. I mean, let's be honest. Olive Branch is very good. So, I seen some clips, some live video. They were just getting into them. See, that's not the problem. Olive Branch is very good fan base. I dealt with it as a player. I done played there. I know what's up. So I'm saying they're very good. But the thing is, Madison Central just didn't handle some basketball stuff in my opinion. They could have handled some basketball stuff and won the game. But you got to be able to deal with that. Olive Branch is a good team, best team in the state. So that's dead on that. You lost to the best team in the state.
Go ahead.
And can I say something before we go?
Yeah, we good. You can stay on. We're not gonna go. We just gonna move to another topic, but you can go. Yeah.
I would like to say, I think Olive Branch is probably the best team in the state. And for Madison Central, I don't know what their game plan was or what.
We can't see your face.
Oh, our lights are actually out.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
It's storming here.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but even with the heckling and all that, I just think you got to be tougher. I don't think you just got to be tougher than that. Like I told Taylor, hey, go out there and give them 30. And her career average against Olive Branch, which I think personally has been the toughest team in the state for the last probably 4 years, maybe 5. Hey, you go out there. You just got to go out there and play them. You can't worry about the fan heckling and talking about they cheating, because I know one of the guys of the ref, and I find it hard to believe that he would actually be involved in any type of cheating. So
the fan is actually wanting to zoom in, and I told him, DM me on Twitter and I'll send him the link. So DM. And I understand, Burl, if you want to go, but I'm open.
He's made personal attacks against me.
Okay.
So I'm not. Yeah, I can't get involved with that.
I got you, and I can understand that. But we'll move on to we'll move on until we got some. We want to talk about. We spent a little bit more time than I wanted to on that, but I think it was a very. Oh, there you go, shaking your head, Talante. Yeah, we did. No, but I think it was something that was needed to be talked about because if we can help the next fan or the next team that comes in, then that's some stuff is just unacceptable. Let's talk about the road to the big house in 1, 2, and 3A on the girls' side. Well, let's go to the boys' side. We'll start with the boys. 1, 2, in 3A. What do we have up north, Corey, with some of the 1, 2, and 3A?
1A is Ingomar. Y'all have to help me, Talante.
And I meant Talante. That's what I said, Corey, but
Kahoma County. Senatobia 3A. Senatobia up north.
What do we got?
Let me pull it up. I got the bracket right here. What we have coming up this week at the big house for 1A is
hey, can you turn your volume again? You gotta speak same like you just low. Does anybody else think he's low or is it just me?
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear him.
He's outside. He's outside, so that makes a difference when you're outside.
Oh yeah, for sure. Can y'all hear me though? Y'all good?
We hear you now.
All right, so we got Biggersville versus Coffeyville, and then we got McAdams versus Leake County at the top, and then at the bottom we have Ingomar versus Byers, and then we have they already played. I need to refresh.
Let's look at the boys. Like we're gonna do it the boys first, and then we're gonna. Is that Biggersville, Ingomar, McAdams, and McEvans? Is that it?
It's Biggersville versus McAdams, and then we got Ingomar versus McEvans. Yeah. But my prediction on these, I think Ingomar is going to beat McEvans, and I feel Biggersville will beat McAdams. And I'm probably going to go with, that's going to be a good championship game, Ingomar versus Biggersville. I'm probably going to have to go with Ingomar just because they've been like 4 times in a row. So I'm gonna probably ride with Ingomar on that. Yeah, even though Biggersville has a great team.
Yeah, let's make sure we got that. So T Webb's prediction. You got now say it again.
I got Biggersville and Ingomar in the championship game for 1A. And I got Ingomar winning.
Ingomar. So you got Ingomar as your champion. All right, let's go to K Cole, you want to chime in on that?
In the 2A?
1A. You want to just make a prediction,
Man, look, we don't have a lot of 1A schools now, so I don't get a chance to watch a whole lot of 1A ball. So
I don't know either team, but I'm just going to go with my prophetical gift, and I'm going to ride with Cord. I mean, not Cord. I'm going to ride with Talante and say, we're going to have Biggersville and Ingomar, and I'm going to go with Ingomar too. So I got Ingomar. K-Cole, you got to pick somebody. Who's going to be your champion?
I'm going to go with Talante. Who did he say? He said Ingomar, right? I'm going to go with Ingomar.
All right. Corey, who you got? Who you going to say?
I got Ingomar and Biggersville with Ingomar winning.
Okay, so you got Ingomar. All right, cool.
Yeah, I'm just going to play it safe.
Because you're the guest and you don't know who,
I know Zach Sugars. over there in Ingomar.
Okay. No, I'm saying Corey.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to ask Corey because, he's our guest. All right, let's go to 2A.
2A, we got at the top, we have Kahoma versus Bay Springs. Kahoma County. Kahoma County versus Bay Springs. Kahoma won the championship last year. So I got Kahoma advancing to the championship, Kahoma County. And then at the bottom, we have Calhoun City versus Newton. That's a tough one. I'm probably going to pick – I might even go with Calhoun City because it's closer to Calhoun City. And I got Kahoma County repeating. I got Kahoma County winning 2A again.
Well, I'm going to be a little bit biased. My folks are from Newton, Mississippi, so I'm gonna go with Newton and Bay Springs in the championship with Newton winning. So that's my picks.
Okay, I got you.
I heard Bay Springs was really good too, though. Didn't they beat St. Patrick?
They did by 2. They did. Newton did. Yeah, they beat St. Patrick by 2.
Yeah, I got Kahoma and Newton, and I got Kahoma. I gotta go with them Bell brothers, Harlan Bell, Cameron Bell, Kahoma. Gotta go with them.
Yep. Okay. I'm gonna go against the grain too. Kahoma. I'm from Clarksville, Mississippi. I hate that I'm gonna have to do this, but I'm gonna go against my Red Panthers. I love Derek Moore and what he's done at the Kahoma County program, but I got Bay Springs, and I got Bay Springs playing against Calhoun City, and I got Bay Springs winning it all. You got Kahoma County, right, Cor? I mean,
yeah.
Monte?
Yeah, I got Kahoma County winning.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Bay Springs getting their first championship. Okay. All right, let's go to 3A.
Oh, I went too far. I was on 4. I was on a 4A bracket. Hold on. Let me go back.
Boonville versus Kemper County.
That's gonna be a tough one. I think both teams have had a pretty good season, but I'm gonna have to ride with who's hot right now. I know Coach Woody Howard. This is his first season over at Kemper County, so he's done a great job to make it to the semifinal. He was an assistant at Starkville for a couple of years, so he's making a good run. But I think I'm gonna have to go with Boonville just because they beat some pretty good teams so far. They beat Houston. Houston made it to Jackson last year as well, so I might have to go with Boonville on that one. And then on the next one, you got Senatobia versus St. Andrews. I have St. Andrews moving forward with Boonville and St. Andrews in the championship on Thursday, and I have St. Andrews repeating.
K. Cole.
Who were the top two that you had from the north?
Boonville and
two teams that came out.
Boonville and Kemper County.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go with Kemper County, and I'm gonna go with St. Andrews. With St. Andrews winning the championship.
I'm gonna go to Corey. What you got?
I said Boonville last night, so stick to my guns. Boonville will beat Kemper County, and I'm gonna go upset alert. Senatobia. I like them guys. I know a lot of them on that team. Jagger Young been playing out his mind all year, so I'm going with Senatobia. Upset alert.
Okay, so who's gonna win the championship?
Oh, Senatobia. Let's bring it to State County.
Okay, we got Senatobia. I'm gonna go with Kemper County versus St. Andrews, and I'm not gonna bet against Rashad Bolden, arguably, top 5 player in the state, top 3 guard in the state. Rashad Bolden will get his second championship. Who did you have, K. Cole?
I picked St. Andrews to win it all.
Okay, St. Andrews. So we got 3 St. Andrews, 1 Senatobia. All right. 4A. Oh yeah, here is the.
Can I jump in on here?
Huh?
Because I want to jump in here because you and I had a little debate last night on something.
Okay.
On the 4A. Give me the 4. I guess Lanier, they playing Parental, right? Am I right on that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when I made a statement, I said, man, like Parental played somebody last night and scored 32. And I was like, man, is that going to be enough to beat Lanier? Because in the tournament, Lanier has been running up 75, 80 points. And I know different styles. I get it. Much respect to their coach who's ill right now. I don't know his situation, but I know we were speaking on that last night. So hope he gets well, But just off of playing for him, and I didn't even talk about the other 2 teams, but I know you're going to tell me that Parental is well coached. But that guy from Lanier, I went and watched his highlights. And I stayed up 3 o'clock this morning messing with you because I went and looked at his highlights. The guy can pass. And he's prolific at passing. And I just got Lanier winning for you. Okay, I'm done.
There it is. Delante, who you got? Parental, Lanier.
I got around with Parental. I know my man was saying they scored 32 points, but they scored 87 the game before that and 95 the first game.
Okay.
Like you said, styles, the style, I'm sure the style over there for that game was very slow paced.
Right.
Let me jump in real quick, Delante. The young legend, Anthony Carlisle, who coaches Yazoo City, is going to make you play the way he wants you to play. So He's the one that dictated that game.
Okay.
That's why I call him a young legend. He has 5 titles.
Oh yeah, and he almost pulled that game off. Now you know what I'm saying. He pulled that one off. That would have been a big one. So I'm not mad at him at all about that one because it was right there. Apparently 28-32, and then at the top I got Pontotoc advancing, and at the top I think this is going to be a very good game between Itawamba and Raymond. Itawamba has beaten some good teams this year and gave some pretty good teams a run for their money. So I'm gonna go with Raymond to pull it off and move forward, but I think it's going to be a very, very good game. I think both of these games are going to be super good. And I got Raymond and Pontotoc meeting like we've been predicting all year. And I'm going to go with Pontotoc to win it all.
Pontotoc win it all. Who you got, Corey? You muted, so I don't know who you got.
I got Pontotoc in that Lanier game. And who the other two again? Raymond and
Itawamba.
Itawamba. Okay, yeah. Y'all talked about that early in the season. It's gonna be Pontotoc and Raymond with Pontotoc winning.
You got Pontotoc. You got K. Cole.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the team that I'm kind of somewhat familiar with. I got a chance to see Raymond over the last couple of years, but I got them in Pontotoc in the championship. But just based on what I've seen with the numbers and the talent that I've seen that Pontotoc had, and they seem like they've been pretty consistent, I'm going to pick Pontotoc to upset Raymond, if that would be considered an upset.
No, it wouldn't be considered an upset. Now, my pick, I am going with the 8-3-3, baby, all the way. Lanier will win a championship. It is a team of Desi. They're going to do it for Coach Bo. They're going to upset Pontotoc, even though it's really not an upset. They're going to play Raymond in the championship, and they're going to get Raymond again. Now, here's what I want while we're doing these picks right now. Every young kid that's watching, we've all had picks. They do this on TV. They do this all the time. I will be if I don't have any, as they say, dog in the fight. If I'm wrong, please don't inbox me saying you went against us. Like I was against you. I wasn't against you. All I did was I just picked. I'd be so happy if Pontotoc wins. I really will. I'm going to be happy for Gavin Brinker, Rock Robinson, Joe Hayes, Austin Tipler. I'm going to be happy if Jabari Robinson wins the title. You know, I'm going to be happy if Devon Wilder wins the title. I'm just picking Lanier to win.
We've been catching slack on that all year. EV.
Huh?
I say we've been catching slack on stuff like that all year. Like, I made the statement that Tupelo was going to win. It's literally kids. It's like, I don't like such and such. He said Tupelo was going to win. I'm like, dang, I can't make an opinion on the show.
Yeah.
It has nothing to, it's just an opinion.
We're not hating. We love you guys. It's just, man, it's our opinion. I hope you prove us wrong. And we're not against you. We just are making predictions. So I want to make that clear. Anyway, 5A.
So I was watching your game last night with Forest Hill and Picayune.
Uh-huh.
And I heard you Jamie did start out slow first quarter, man. I was wondering about the game and watching Picayune, their offense, man. I love their offense. They move the ball well. But Forest Hill got 2 or 3 quick turnovers, and that turned the game real quickly. I got Forest Hill winning the championship.
So you got.
We could break the teams down, but I have Forest Hill winning. I know who the other teams are, but I just gave my final. I don't have to go into the other teams. I just got Forest Hill just because how they can go in spurts, man, on you, and that press turn up on you, and Jamie Mitchell get going. I got Forest Hill winning.
Okay. Delonte, what you got? Lake Cormorant and Hattiesburg.
Lake Cormorant and Hattiesburg. I'm gonna go with Lake Cormorant. like you said, I know Corey had said Donovan was going at us on live last night. Donovan, know we love him, but it was hard to pick against Callaway to lose that game to Lake Cormorant. They pulled off probably the biggest upset of the tournament. So I'm gonna probably go with Lake Cormorant on that deal. And it's like Coach Sanders has said, just beating Callaway wasn't enough if you don't win at all. So I'm gonna go with Lake Cormorant to beat Hattiesburg. And then what's the next game at the bottom? Forest Hill versus
Home Central.
Oh, that's a tough one. Forest Hill versus Holmes County. I think I'm gonna go with Holmes County on that one. Just because they've been playing well and they beat Vicksburg. I had picked Vicksburg to beat Holmes County, so I think I'm gonna go with Holmes County. They beat Vicksburg and they beat Center Hill, so I got to go with Holmes County on that one. So I got Lake Cormorant versus Holmes County in the final, and I'm gonna have to go with this is tough. Probably Lake Cormorant.
All right, I hear you. Core, what you got? Lake Cormorant.
I got the same thing as T. Will. Lake Cormorant, Holmes County championship with Lake Cormorant winning it all. I seen Holmes County play a Bartlett team. They got a couple D1s. They got the University of Memphis commit on there, and they pushed them to the limit. They was beating them the whole game until like the last 5 minutes. So they looked good the time I seen them. So that's why I picked in the championship with Lake Cormorant winning it all, home cooking. So.
All right, K. Cole, what you got?
I got a chance to see Forest Hill, man, and I just like the way they get after people, man. And I don't really know a whole lot about the Lake Cormorant team, but I know that.
Who you got? Lake Cormorant, Hattiesburg. That's your neck of the woods.
Well, I'll get ready to comment on that. Of course, y'all know who coaches Hattiesburg. Ernie Watson. He came down here and beat Pascagoula, and Ernie, they ain't gonna have a super talented team, but Ernie gonna jump the game up. Ernie gonna make it ugly, and it's gonna be an ugly win. And if he can do that same thing against Lake Cormorant and keep it close, he may have a chance to pull it out. But I'm gonna go with Lake Cormorant and Forest Hill, and I got Forest Hill winning the championship now.
And I'm gonna do that same thing. I am not going against the Jackson schools. Forest Hill will be my champion. I have likened them all year. I thought it was gonna be a Forest Hill Callaway matchup, and to be quite honest with you, I didn't know which way I was going to go. It's hard to bet against Deshaun Ruffin. I believe it's going to be Lake Cormorant versus Forest Hill in a great championship match, and we're going to go with Forest Hill. 6A.
I got family on Clinton, so it's just Clinton for me, man. So
Corey, you got Clinton. All right. Simple as that. Clinton Harrison Central. Talante, who you got?
Clinton Harrison Central. I think this game is going to be a lot closer than people thinking. I think it's going to be a toss-up. I think Harrison Central is more than capable of coming in there beating these guys because they got here last year as well. But my educated pick, I'm going to go with what we said at the beginning of the season. I'm going to go with Clinton winning that game.
And Starkville, I already know who you picking. Starkville, and Oak Grove.
I really think that's going to be a lot better game than people think it's going to be as well. Because Oak Grove has won some tough ones. I think Starkville edges them out though, just having that championship pedigree. And I got Clinton and Starkville, like we've been saying since the beginning of the season, meeting in the championship, and I have Starkville winning that one.
All right, I knew that. I'd already circled what you had. You all the other stuff you were just talking. Corey, what you got? Well, we'll go to you, Kevin. Corey is off right now. We'll come back to Corey.
Well, look, I'm gonna go with two guys that played college ball at William Carey together. I know it's gonna sound a little crazy, but Harrison Central is probably the hottest team definitely on the coast. Of course, they came up there and stunk it up. Boo told me don't even mention them on this podcast tonight, but they hot right now, man. They kind of get it. They're getting after people. The talent is starting to rise a little bit to the top. And then they did play Clinton last year, and I told Boo last night that Clinton team from last year is a totally different team this year, but playing on a neutral floor and them being so hot, I'm gonna just go ahead and give Harrison Central the edge, and I got them look, and then I got them playing against, of course, Mr. Broomfield's team in the championship, and with them upsetting Starkville. In the championship, now the championship, I think it's almost just like Destin. Boo Hardy hadn't had a chance to win one, and he's probably gonna get mad at me for saying this, but I'm gonna pick him to win the whole thing.
Harrison Central. Shoes, I hate Shoes. Had some stuff happen. He couldn't come on. I know Shoes was excited as he could be.
He lost. Hey, look, he locked his keys in his car an hour ago, and he texted me and told me to tell y'all he probably wasn't gonna be able to make the show. That's what happened.
Yeah, he told me that too. Yeah, so I know he'd be excited though. Cordarius, are you back or not? Okay. Well, for me in that game, I got a Clinton Starkville final, and I'm gonna go with Clinton as the champions. I'm gonna go with my hometown team. I'm gonna go with Clinton in a close one. So
now, granted, we're gonna have to come back on Wednesday night when this is final, because I got a feeling we might have a couple upsets. You know what I'm saying? Like our picks, I got a feeling we're gonna get some bracket busting again, like this past weekend. So we're gonna have to come back and redo this on Wednesday.
Eddie Young, are you back now? I see Mississippi Play Sports. I didn't know if you were back or not. Well, let's go through. We'll start with the girls. And, Eddie is usually one of our girls people, but, we'll just go without Eddie. 1A, Biggersville and West Lowndes. I'm going to go. Anybody know anything on that?
Yeah, I know West Lowndes. I've refereed them a couple times. I don't know too much about Biggersville, but with West Lowndes being from back my way, they have a pretty solid squad. I'm going to have to go West Lowndes winning that one.
And then I know you're going to probably go with Ingomar versus Simmons, huh?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely Ingomar.
And so do you have Ingomar winning it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, Cord. Anybody else want to jump in on that? Girls? K. Cole, you just going to pick Ingomar too?
I'm going to pick Ingomar. I'm going with Talante. Mr. Talante Weber. I'm going to listen to him.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride with Weber. I don't know too much about those.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Ingomar too. All right, let's go to 2A. Now, as it gets closer, I'll be able to talk a little bit more. 2A girls, we got New Site versus Newton. We do have Daisha Bostic, who plays for Newton, and then Jalea. No, she doesn't play. Daisha Bostic does not play for Newton. Jalea Hickman, who is going to Jackson State, will be playing.
Yeah.
So New Site versus Newton. What you got, Cora?
Got New Site. Like I said, I can't. Certain players you can't bet against. I can't bet against Hannah Campbell. She clicked.
And New Site versus Calhoun City or Union. Well, who you got, Calhoun City or Union?
Calhoun City. With Bailey. She been putting on performances this year. What say you be?
Who you got winning it?
I got New Site.
New Site. Well, there's Eddie Young, our girl specialist. We we're on the 2A now, Eddie. So we're gonna backtrack for you a little bit, real quick. Who you got? Ingomar, Biggersville, West Lowndes. Who you got, Eddie? You gotta unmute.
I'm sorry. Biggersville, pretty big.
Biggersville, pretty big. I like that. You came in with just so much energy. Biggersville, pretty big, because I'm a big guy. I live in Biggersville because I'm a Biggerville. So who you got, Ingomar or Simmons?
Ingomar.
Who wins?
Ingomar wins.
All right. New Site. Do you have New Site 2A?
New Site.
Calhoun City versus Union.
Calhoun City.
Who wins your championship?
New Site.
New Site. Who you got, Cord? I mean, not Cord. Talante. Who you got?
Well, New Site in 2A and Ingomar in 1A.
Yeah, we already got you, son. I wrote that down. T-Web, who you got? New Site or Calhoun? New Site. Do you have New Site in Calhoun?
Yeah, I got new site in Calhoun City, and I'm gonna go with Calhoun City to repeat.
Calhoun City to repeat. K. Cole, who you gonna go with?
I'm going Newton County, man. I'm picking. You said Union was one of the schools. Union is in Newton County, and Newton High in the championship, and I got Newton probably winning. I don't know if it's gonna be about their third in girls or second or third in girls, so I'm gonna go with Newton.
So you got Newton and Union.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna go with.
Hold on. I ain't finna let Kevin off the hook like that. Kevin, let's put a steak dinner on that, man. We can't bet because Pastor go make us tired more than what we supposed to. Oh, Pastor go make us tired.
Hey, look, man. Look, that's just a bias pick, man. My family's from Newton, Mississippi, man, and Union is in Newton County, so I'm picking them two schools because that's where my folks from, man. That's just a bias pick.
Hey, you know what? We might be some kin. Hey, Cole.
Oh, Lord, have mercy, Jesus. Hey, Talante, next he's gonna be trying to schedule a family reunion.
Hey, you know it.
Hey, come on with the rest of this. Come on, man. Let's go.
Every first Saturday in August, there was a family reunion. The Nichols family reunion. So,
oh man, you got some family. There's a lot of Nichols in Newton now. A lot of Nichols.
So anyway, Eddie just ain't, Eddie, anyway, I ain't gonna say that. 3A girls, Belmont, Kemper County.
Belmont.
Okay. Cusat and Crystal Springs.
Kasuth.
I'm sorry. Who you got? Belmont, Kasuth.
Kasuth.
You got Kasuth winning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Eddie, you said it. Okay. I ain't gonna let you say it with that type of swagger. Cordarius, who you got, Cordarius?
I got Kasuth and Belmont in the championship with Belmont winning Macy Walker last year.
We're gonna write these and put these out.
Look, cool. I ain't gonna just let you keep promoting all your folks, man. What's up, Mary Grace Stormont from the Bobcat Nation? Mary Grace been doing her thing. Shout out to Mary Grace Stormont, NBA Bobcats.
Shout out to her too. She gonna help them win. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, T-Webb, who you got?
I got Belmont and Kasuth in the championship, and I got Belmont by about 10-15.
That's what I got too. Hey, T-Webb, that's what I said too, about 10 or 15 points. Hey, shout out to Brooklyn Hood'em too, NBA Bobcat.
Boy, Eddie, you said Kasuth.
You said Kasuth, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought he said. I knew Eddie.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me back.
I got Belmont.
Let me backtrack. I'm sorry, Evie. I apologize. I stand corrected. Belmont. I got Belmont winning.
Okay, because I had written down. I was like, oh, you got Kasuth?
I'm going Belmont.
Yeah, that was kind of, yeah.
Hey, Cole, you going Belmont too? Because everybody else going Belmont?
I'm going Belmont and Kasuth, but Belmont winning the championship.
All right, I'm going Belmont. I'm not going to bet against Macy Walker. Although somebody else will bet against her, but I ain't going to call no name. But anyway.
She's special.
2,500 points, almost 3,000.
She's something nice.
4A, we have girls. What about Choctaw Central Pass Christian?
Choctaw Central by 40.
Wow.
Eddie getting cocky around here tonight.
Wow.
I just think it's a bad matchup for Pass Christian. I mean, I love the Kuvos kid and everything like that, but they've been scoring in 20s and the 30s, and I don't think they've scored 60 this year, Pass Christian. And Choctaw Central, the Coliseum is like their second home, and this is gonna be a track meet. I mean, with Carly Keats and that group and Melanie Timms, I just think they just in over their head. Great season, Pass Christian. Y'all have done a great job. I didn't even think y'all would make it here, and it's gonna be ugly really, really quick. That's a 40 point blowout.
Wow. Well, you know what? Hey, we keep it real on here. Pontotoc, Moss Point.
Pontotoc.
Dun, dun, dun. Championship, what you got, Eddie?
I ain't picking because look, let me tell you why I ain't gonna do it. Corey. I look like
a whoa, Eddie.
I'll pick for him. I got the same. I'll pick for him. So I'm gonna let him pick for me later, EV, if that's okay.
Okay. Eddie, why you not picking?
Because y'all know my big head butt picked Tishomingo County to win it all in 4A this year.
You so did.
Hey, I told you that wasn't gonna happen. I told y'all who winning it all there now.
So
another shout out to Brian Middleton and my people at Tishomingo County. A great season, man. Y'all did a tremendous job. Y'all didn't let me down. I think y'all still one of the class groups in the state of Mississippi, man. And shout out to Bailey Middleton, another Bobcat. You know, it's AAU time, so I'm giving shout outs to all the Bobcats tonight. I ain't studying EV, man.
Hey, who you got?
Hey, Corey, it's AAU time, baby. Let's roll.
Yeah, it's time to roll.
Corey, who you got in that?
I got Pontotoc and Choctaw with I'm gonna go with Pontotoc.
Who you got?
Pontotoc.
Well,
I got the same matchup, Choctaw Pontotoc in the championship, but I got Choctaw winning it all.
Hey Cole, you going with Choctaw?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Pontotoc and Choctaw. Choctaw, that's like 30 minutes north of Newton, so they still in my area. Look, hey, they still in my area. Look, they got a basketball program, so I'm going with them. They do one. It's been a minute.
I got Pontotoc on the backdoor play, winning it by 1 versus Choctaw Central.
Now Corey Eisen, now he Nostradamus. He can predict the future. Hey, look.
You saw that, did
Hey, I'm gonna go ahead, Evie. I'm gonna make a prediction, man. Even though I don't deserve a prediction because I said Tishomingo, but Pontotoc wins by 4. I think too much Samaya Brooks. Pontotoc by 4. Shout out to Samaya Brooks, another Bobcat member, and Alexis Gordon, another Bobcat member. Shout out to all my Bobcat family, baby.
That's gonna be a good matchup between.
You got to get you some Bobcats from
Mississippi
on your team, man. Okay.
Hey, Corey, that's a whole nother. That's a whole nother show. Hey, shout out to Corey Ware, another Bobcat member too. We can go on and on, man. What we got?
Yeah, we don't need to shout out to the Bobcats, and you about to make me, go off and mute. 5A, Neshoba Central and Laurel. Eddie, what you got?
I'll tell you, Evie, that is a great game. And I'll be honest with you, that's probably going to be one of the better matchups that could go either way. If I had to pick, if I have to pick, I'm gonna say Neshoba Central by 4.
Holmes County versus Brookhaven.
Holmes County by 15.
True.
Who you got? Corey.
I got I'm gonna go on the limb. I'm gonna go Laura in that Neshoba Central game, and I'm gonna go Holmes County Central in the other game with Holmes County Central winning championship.
Who you got winning the championship, Eddie? Neshoba Central or Holmes County?
Neshoba Central. It's hard to beat a team 4 times in a season, and I know that Neshoba has Holmes County number. I'm scared of that game because I just think that they've had their number all year, and I'm questioning if Holmes County can get over that mental edge. But I gotta roll with Neshoba Central, man. I just think that they got too many weapons.
What about you, Talante?
I'm gonna go with Laurel beating Neshoba, and I'm gonna go with Holmes County beating Brookhaven, and I got Holmes County winning the championship.
Hey, Cole?
I'm going to go with Holmes County and Neshoba Central in the championship, with Neshoba Central winning the championship.
I haven't seen Neshoba Central play, but I've heard how they play. I'm going to go with my girl Shay versus Laurel, Shaylin Hunter, and then in the championship, it's hard for me to bet against the best South 7th grade in the country, Kelsey Andrews, and then one of the best seniors who they don't talk about enough, Shambreel Rule. I Rule You. Neshoba Central versus Holmes County. Coliseum. I'm gonna go Neshoba Central in overtime. And remember, I want to make this comment again for those who just jumping on. This is not, we're not hating on you by picking against you. We're just making predictions. We love every team. I hope, man, I'm cool if I'm wrong. I ain't got no dog in the fight. I'm not going to be, you pointing your finger at me or inboxing me saying, you bet against us, EV. No, I just picked against you. I didn't mean no harm. You know what I mean? I don't have a team where it's going to be like, oh my God, my team lost. It's not that type of party. We're just entertainment. We're hoping to encourage you. And if you use this as bulletin board material, so be it. Do it. Go for it. We're all good here. 6A.
I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna say Meridian.
Okay.
Hello?
Go ahead. Olive Branch Meridian.
Olive Branch and Meridian. I got Meridian beating Olive Branch. I think Olive Branch beat Meridian early in the year, about a couple weeks ago. So I got Meridian, and then in this game here, I got Harrison Central. I know they're playing Germantown, and Germantown has a great freshman and a great sophomore. But Harrison Central's size might cause a problem, even though I heard those two girls are big and skilled. I'm going to go with Harrison Central and Meridian in the championship because both of them were in the semis last year. They both got beat in the semis. Meridian lost in the semis last year, and Harrison Central lost in the semis. So I got both of them getting back to the championship this year, and I'm going to pick Harrison Central to win the championship.
Harrison Central, you going with your Gulf Coast people. Forward, who you got? Meridian, Olive Branch.
Meridian, Olive Branch. I know Olive Branch, they beat them early in the season. It's gonna be a revenge game for Meridian, but I'm gonna go with the North. I'm going with Olive Branch. They already beat them. Meridian's a very good. It's gonna be a good game though. So no doubt about that. But I'm gonna go with Olive Branch. In the next game, I gotta go with. You said, well, it's Harrison Central and Germantown. I'm gonna go with the great Madison Booker. I think she put on the show against Lana Rouser put on a performance against Tupelo too in that game. She dominated the boards. So I got to go with Germantown. I think they're playing well right now with Olive Branch winning it all in the championship.
Oh, you got Olive Branch winning it all. Okay.
Yeah, Tupelo out, so I got to go with the next North team.
Talante, what you got?
I got Olive Branch beating Meridian, and I got Germantown beating Harrison Central. And I'm gonna go with Madison Booker winning her first championship.
Eddie, what you got?
I gotta ask Cordarius a question. Can I ask Cordarius a question?
Yeah, you want a lifeline? You want to call a friend too? Who wants to win $1 millionaire type dude?
Hey, Cord. You picked Olive Branch because you feel like they're the best team, or you picked them because you're going with your North Mississippi geek? What's the?
They beat them. They beat them. I know Meridian gonna come out and play better. So Olive Branch got to be ready. So I'm just going with the team. They matched up head to head. I'm just giving Meridian a little motivation. Meridian hard for me to pick. I love AP. I love the Breach Poe. I love their coaching style. It's hard for me to pick against them. But Olive Branch have proved us wrong again and again all year. And I'm not going to go against them this time.
The reason I say that because I'm finna shock the world. So what I'm saying, it wasn't even about the Meridian game. I'm saying you got Olive Branch winning it all. I think, Cord, I saw Harrison Central play Friday night against Brandon, and I didn't have Harrison Central in my preseason rankings this year.
No, you didn't.
Hey, listen, we don't need you, the 8-man and all that. We know it. Listen, but I'll say this: after seeing it, to me, guys, Kevin and Corey Isaac, Corey, you play ball at a high level. to me, it ain't how you start, it's how you finish. And right now, Pontotoc and Harrison Central are playing the best basketball of any team in the state. And let me just tell you this too. Sometimes the schedule align perfect for you. I think the Germantown matchup is a bad matchup for Harrison Central based on what I saw. I also know this. Harrison Central boys play right after Harrison Central girls. And after seeing that Harrison Central crowd, I really, really think that game's gonna be too much for the young Booker and my baby Alana Rouser. So I'm gonna go Harrison Central against Germantown, just too much experience there. And then I got Meridian beating Olive Branch, although like Kevin alluded to, Olive Branch kind of got them early this year. I think Meridian bounced back. And then watch this. I'm gonna go Harrison Central state champions this year. I ran a poll on Mississippi Play Sports, the greatest, I don't know what EV do, but I ran this little poll. Y'all can't see it. And right now, they've got Harrison Central at 4%, Meridian at 32% winning the gold ball, Germantown 24%, and Olive Branch at 40%. I think we've missed the boat. I think Harrison Central is the best team in 6A right now. So I'm going on the record with Harrison Central.
Well,
they loaded, man. They loaded. I was just saying they loaded. They're probably the biggest girls team in the state, but one of them. I mean, they got like 5 girls that are 6'1" or better. And I know, size don't always matter. I'm big. I think you always got to have them good guards to win a state championship, man. But that size, man, that's what makes them a pretty, really good team. And then they deep. They play a lot of people.
Well, yeah, Kevin Cole and Eddie Young have gone against the grain and said Harrison Central. Corey went with the simple, the veteran Jason Thompson, and I'm gonna go Meridian beating Olive Branch in a revenge game, and I'm gonna go just like Court with Talante. I'm gonna say Madison Booker is gonna win her first championship, and she's gonna have career highs in at least one of those games. So we're gonna look at her having the best game of her career on the biggest stage of her career. So that's my prediction. So there you have it. We have any comments as far as, let me look at some of the live chat. They said,
it's 8 o'clock.
Now, they did say Pontotoc is currently on a 22-game winning streak. That is a big time winning streak right there. So that's, anybody want to comment on that winning streak?
Well, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. Pontotoc played Cal Hurd plays a really, really tough schedule, and he played a bunch of games, which I think he strategically did that for this particular moment. So I think Mr. Patterson is right. Again, like I said, it ain't how you start, it's how you finish. They stumble out of the blocks, but boy, they moving pretty well right now. And that Harrison Central team ain't too far behind them. And so I'm just going with the team that's hot right now. And those are the 2 hot teams. So, but yeah, Pontotoc is rolling. Man, it should be a great state playoff game. I'll be up and at it early in the morning. I'll be at the 9 a.m. game, and I'll be there covering all the stuff, tweeting and all of that all throughout the year. So, man, I'm really excited about that, man. Appreciate y'all. As good, like I say, Corey Isaac, my hometown guy, glad you here, man, and appreciate you coming on the show with us tonight and everything like that, man. So it's been a great thing. Hey, Evie, have you talked about sponsors while I was gone? You big wop head son of a gun. Have you talked about our sponsors, or ever since you've hit your 1,000 likes and all of that, man, you don't talk about that anymore. You're so big. Is he asleep? Are you asleep?
No, I was looking at the live stream. What are you talking about, the sponsors, dog? What are you talking about?
Oh, I thought you told me to remind you about sponsors and stuff.
I did?
Yeah.
I don't remember. We already talked about Tatum Wade Law Firm. I mean, what are you doing, man? You just come on and off the show. I mean, what's wrong with you? Like, Corey, let's just take a journey back down memory lane. Corey, was he like that at Natchez?
That's my guy, man. that's my guy.
You know what that means? Here's what that means. And that's my guy. I ain't gonna talk about my guy, but yeah, he was like that kind of. That's really what he
said. Can I say something before we get out of here, man?
Yeah, go ahead.
Once again, man, thank everybody, man, for letting me come on, man. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, EB. I appreciate everybody, man, with y'all comments and things. It's been great. And I think that outside of predicting, man, we predicting scores, we really talked about some things that needed to be talked about as far as what's going on with the game or whatever like that. With me being out here in Frisco, Texas, man, and me loving hometown in Mississippi and loving Natchez or whatever like that, man, I was and I'm putting them on the spot only because what I've seen just watching and keeping up with them and keeping up with just that area of the Rankin County, the Fayette, that area, all of those teams never advanced in years. And I'm just looking at like what can be done as far as, you know, Eddie and I are going to talk about this later, but they have no AAU down there, man. They have no open gyms in the summertime. These young ladies and, you know, me and our only young boys are only picking up a ball from September, October to February. And all the parks, of course, right now the parks are closed because of COVID or whatever, but even with the parks when they was open before COVID, kids wasn't going out, man. And when you don't have AAU ball, these kids are lacking, man. And I'm seeing like coaching and not beating them up, but I got to speak on it. Like you're playing in the 5A level and you're playing 5 and apostle, you're using the spades term here, and you're trying to full court press a whole game. And when you full court press a whole game, what's going to happen in the fourth quarter is your legs are gone because you're not subbing. These kids can't even. It's the lack of the fundamentals, man. Layups, things like that. And I'm just trying to figure out what can be done. I know a lot of these coaches down there don't even want other coaches touching their kids. But Evie or Eddie, what can you speak on as far as what can be done to help those kids because they missing like fundamentals bad, man. I mean, man, I know some kids that I know their parents and I know they want them to do well, but it's no AAU teams and it's lack of fundamentals. Like these kids are not getting it from elementary to middle. Some of these kids picking up a ball.
Let me jump in, Corey, and you hitting on some good stuff. Me and Evie had this conversation earlier today, and what you're saying is really, really huge, and it needs to be said. Evie and I talked about even in JPS, the girls basketball has really went down. So I opened a gym today, you know, because we got a facility that we were able to do an open run, you know, getting back to how we played growing up, Corey, because we didn't have cones, we didn't have trainers. We just played 5-on-5 at Concord in the youth center. That's what we did growing up. And so that's what Evie and myself was talking about today, about these kids not having that. And then in our particular area in general, Corey, I know you're very, very sensitive in that particular area based on what you've done. You've been a community guy. You've given back so much to that particular community. So it bothers you being an alumni as well as myself. And I'll just tell you, we're behind. You know, we are behind in Mississippi in that particular area, and in the Delta, and in our area that we grew up, we're behind even further. So how do we catch up? Well, you got to call Cortez Jones and get with him and get with guys that like him that's trying to do it the right way and trying to give these kids an opportunity. You got to get with myself, who's from Natchez, and it's disheartening to me, Kevin. I run the largest program in the state of Mississippi. I have 200 kids in my program. I don't have one kid from my hometown. And it ain't because I don't want them. It's because a prophet has no honor in his hometown. Forget what I've done. It's just the fact that, and Corey knows this, it's just the fact that we're so negative towards positive stuff. We got this mentality, I want to see you fail. So you're not helping me. I'm trying to help kids. That's what I do. So, Mississippi is behind. I mean, we got to figure it out. And St. Andrew's coach put something on Twitter, and I responded to it. And he was talking about he's so frustrated with the kids leaving Mississippi. And y'all know I'm big Mississippi. That's why I started Mississippi Play Sports. And I was like, you know what? I'm always hold up for Mississippi, but in some circumstances, I see why kids leave. Really, and I hate to say that because we ain't got our crap together. And I almost said another word, but we got to get down. We got to. I believe that EV is a guy who has the type of personality to bring people together. I think that's a true. I know him and I talk, but a lot we go back and forth. But I think that the brother, look what he's done. Who else could have brought all of us together on the show in 2 hours? He savaged me and Cordera's relationship. People don't know that. We was at odds. So I appreciate what, and I know we're going out, but I appreciate what the brother has done. But we got to sit at the table and figure this crap out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We got to figure it out because right now we so far behind, and we'll never catch up.
And the thing, I mean, to cut you out, the thing is, like I say, man, with my hometown of Natchez, they won our district, but they were in the district, with Forest Hill, Jim Hill, whatever like that. But when you're playing your out of district game, Abilene County, Jefferson County, Wilkinson County,
it's a waste.
It's a waste. And then when you win in your district games, then as soon as you hit the tournament, it's 1 and out. You're gone. You got your bye game, and then you gone. Like Brookhaven beat them. I'm watching, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm out. This is how. This is where the knowledge is on the game. A Natchez girl was shooting 2 free throws. She missed the first one. She made the second. The Natchez girl took the ball out of bounds. Now, mind you, she just made it. She took the ball out. The Brookhaven girl ran out of court. It's not Natchez ball. It's Brookhaven ball. But nobody stopped her. Nobody said nothing. It's just the knowledge of the game, man. And I'm just I'm hurt because I love home, man. So I apologize.
Hey, I got a Natchez question for y'all. There was a North Natchez and a South Natchez, correct?
True.
At one time, did they put them together to make Natchez High?
Yes.
Yeah. They
well, I got a question. When they combined them 2 schools, was that the decline of the, should I say, talent level? Because look, I remember Natchez being all world. I was back when Burnell Singleton was in high school, so I seen him come down here, Biloxi, and put on the show. So I know what kind of athletes come out of that area.
It wasn't a decline because the talent came together. You put the whole city together in one school. And it was the coaches, how they select the coaches. Who's going to coach football, basketball, baseball. And by North Natchez going into the South Natchez schools, figure that out.
I tell you another thing,
Eddie, too. Hold on 1 second, Eddie. 1 second, then I'm going to let you talk. Today's show was brought to you by Now and Later. Man, now and later. Do you want your candy now or you want it later? So that was what I wanted to say to y'all. Now and later. Back to you, Eddie.
No, and just like with Greenville, which once was a thriving city, all of the river cities were always thriving. The Natchez, the Vicksburgs, have always had population, and you see the communities decline. People leaving out and things like that. In Greenville and TL Weston, when they combine, I'm like, man, they finna take over. And like Corey said, for us specifically, you're right, Kevin. We were all like throwing parades like we finna dominate because North and South Natchez were both very prominent programs, high schools. And so a lot of the kids went to private school, which really
Natchez Cathedral. I know they're pretty good in football now.
Yep, a lot of the kids went to Cathedral and ACCS and Trinity and places like that. But it was more political, like who's gonna coach the team. And and sometimes I think unity is a good thing, but when you got too much talent, like Corey Isaac, he's coming from North Natchez, hypothetical, and then this other kid is coming from South Natchez. Corey's better than him, hypothetically, but Corey's coach at South is now the coach at Natchez High. Corey's on the bench. How that's gonna go over? So we had a lot of that going on. And stuff like that. But anyway, man, we're not gonna take up too much time. I know EV want to do his last geek or whatever, man. And I think this has been one of our better shows. I've really enjoyed my time on it tonight.
Man, thank y'all so much, man. I really appreciate it, man. I'm glad to meet everybody, man, that I haven't met. So I really appreciate y'all and y'all time.
No, man, I enjoy listening to it because and I'm gonna spend some time. I think I'm gonna do, I don't know how I'm gonna do this video, but the name is gonna be Hooping versus Training. And I think it's something that needs to be talked about. I think we need to talk about the value of both. But in this era, not only in Mississippi, although Mississippi is definitely getting affected, there's not a lot of hooping going on. And what I mean by that, I was talking to a friend of mine today, and we talked about how when we used to go hoop, first of all, when I was playing ball, there were no gyms open. Gyms was a privilege. We played out on the concrete at the park, and we didn't play for 5 games or 6 games. We played from until dark. Dark was our parameter to go home. When dark was there, that's when you was done. We didn't stop, we played. And then here's another thing. He mentioned this. After 5-on-5, the better players, you know what they played? 2-on-2, 21. Y'all remember 21?
Right.
That's right. We played 21 first before we picked the 5-on-5.
That's right. 21. See, T. Webb don't know nothing about 21. 21 that's exactly right, Kevin.
Yeah. 21 builds your skills up.
You played 5 games of 21. And when you get to 20, we went back to 11. If you missed the free throw, you go back to 11.
Right. That's right.
True. That's true.
You playing, because 21 is 1-on-1 versus you against everybody.
Right.
Everybody.
So now your 1-on-1 skills are taking advantage of, or heightened.
Your rebounding, everything.
Your rebounding, your toughness. Because if you're in the game, there's 6 dudes out there. If you don't ever get a rebound, you can't score.
True. Amen. True.
So we don't have that stuff going on. And then the other thing is, when kids do come play ball, they always on a time schedule. But you know why? Because they got too much to do.
But and let me say, hold on, I agree. Let me say this too. Would you agree that the lack of the fundamental skill set too? I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at my TV. We look at the Steph Curry's now. Everybody wanna, like Eddie Young know this. Everybody wanted to say shoot from the dog. That's what's natural high gym. But it's like everybody want to just take them long jumpers. Nobody's shooting mid-range jumpers. Nobody's working on a post game. And that's what's hurting the game too, man. I mean, I looked at last night, the game you did, as far as his game. I looked at a lot of threes being jacked up.
Well,
Zion Williams, look, Zion will get ready to change the game again. I don't know why people got a problem with this man making layups. If you get on layup, that's the most high percentage shot you can make, is a layup or a dunk. I wish people would quit saying he needs a jump shot. He's shooting almost 60% with layups and dunks. 20 points is 20 points. I don't care how you get it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the thing is this, there's something that people call your special players, like a Steph Curry, that people don't talk about. Steph Curry scores at all 3 levels.
True.
And as Rashard Phillips calls it, all 4 levels. Because he got it's the volleyball line, which is universally known as the Von zone. Eddie has nothing about that. Steph has come in and put it, I've allowed Steph and Dame Lillard to jump in, and they could call it, because you know how I say it. Everybody's heard me say I tray you. Well, when you get out in Steph land, I say I step you, because that is like 24 feet, 25 feet, 30 feet. He's scoring at all 4 levels. And so what you're talking about, Corey, but all of that has to do, again, is the training important? Absolutely. I believe kids need to be trained. But I think equally as important, kids need to be hooping. So I'm not going to go into a whole long, drawn-out thing about that. But that's something, man, that's a whole nother topic in itself. Anybody else, Talante, you want to add anything on that? Corey? I know y'all were players. Y'all young.
I just want to say, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of microwave hooping out here. Like, kids are going to the gym one day a week and put up some shots, and they be like, oh, yeah, I done some, or I done worked out hard. Like, when I was coming up, because I was a shooter, I had to literally go outside and shoot on Christmas every day. Like, my dad told me, open up your gifts, and we going outside and train. That's why I commend folks like Joe Kelly, what he do with his girls, because they literally just left the gym. Like, it's everyday grind. It's not no one-day grind to be good and be great. it's an everyday grind. I hope parents and kids understand you can't play just $20 one day and say, okay, that trainer did my kids some good. It don't work like that. It just don't.
And let me go and add to that. You said something very powerful. Joe Kelly, in my opinion, I'm not just putting him on a pedestal, should be applauded. He should write a book. People should, some parents need to model what he's doing. This man got people, he done got his kids. See, he'd invested, instead of buying Jordans for his kids, which he could probably do too, he done bought a Vertimax for his girls. You see what I'm saying? Instead of them going out and buying an iPhone 12, you know, he done bought, he taking them all over the country to get them something. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta, and I'm just gonna say this, Black people, I gotta say it. We don't always, and I'm not saying that all of it, but we have to begin to invest
in our kids.
The money into the kids. And I'm not saying this about, you know, one of the things I can't stand, this has been happening to me for years. I've helped so many kids for free. And everything, when people like myself and Eddie Young and Talkin and all of us on here try to have events for kids and you charge them, the first thing people gonna say is, man, they just trying to get paid. But you know what's funny? I never heard those same, you know, let me just back up. Let me just, y'all took me here, so I'm gonna go there. Let me say this. When we have a camp at NBA, it costs literally thousands of dollars to have the camp. Thousands, not hundreds, thousands. If you're having a quality camp. And so, but what happens is everybody complains or kind of complains and says, oh man, they doing this for this. But you know what? I've never heard one person say in all my years, man, I don't know what Michael Jordan doing, man. He should give them shoes away. There's nowhere in the world he should be charging them. Man, I can't believe he charging us $250 for some shoes that came out 20 years ago. He done came back out. Man, he crazy. He ain't gonna even make no new shoes. Have y'all ever heard anybody say that? Ever? One person. Have you ever heard anybody say, man, I can't believe Sam Walton is charging us to buy those some crunchy money at Walmart. Man, many people hungry out here. He should just give us them chips. Have you ever heard anybody say that?
Hey, Evie, I'm gonna jump in. Before I became an entrepreneur and started my sports business and stuff, I was working at the North Park Mall, and they would send out a memo whenever the new Jordans came out. And this is disgusting, what I'm about to say. They would have 9 pair of shoes at Foot Locker, 9 pair of shoes at the other store, and 5 at the other store. When I got to work that morning, people were camped out the night before, and there's 400 or 500 people sitting out there. They've got extra security and everything. And you mentioned, and you alluded to our people. Let's just call a spade since Corey talked about spades earlier. 400 or 500 people every time that shoe came out, Corey and Talante, guys. 400 or 500 Black people are sitting out there about to invest $250 or kill themselves for a freaking pair of shoes, but we won't invest in our kids. We got to change that as a Black race. We'll go buy True Religion jeans. I don't even know where to buy them from, but I hear they $300-400, you know. And Joe Kelly called me. I admire Joe Kelly. Joe Kelly called me on Monday or Tuesday of last week, and he said, hey, Eddie, I need your camp schedule because we're going to come and support your camp again, but I got my babies all over the country, and I need to know in advance where I'm going. So like Cordarius said, and he was dead on, you know, the reason why that kid probably ain't coming, you know, a lot of the kids don't have the work ethic, but a lot of our people don't, Black folks don't want to invest in our kids for something constructive. Not for, we're going to buy that iPhone 12 and all of that, but we as a whole, not everyone, but as a whole, we don't want to invest in our kids. So shout out to Joe Kelly. I do want to ask Cordarius this. Joe Kelly is working the hell out of those girls. Is that his work ethic, or do those girls? And I'm asking the question because I don't know. Is that their work ethic? Because that's another show too. Oftentimes, to be great, you gotta have a work ethic. For whatever success I've had, I've bust my butt. But I'm curious because it always comes up. Hey, this parent is living through their kid, and then also will those kids burn out? So again, and I know you know him best, and I don't know him. I know Joe. I've talked to him. We talk, and I like him. He's a great brother. But is that his work ethic? And can you burn the kid out too?
It's his work ethic, most definitely. But when he work like we work full-time jobs, and his kid tap him on the shoulder like, Dad, I want to train today. What can a parent do when your kid want to train today? Every day. Like French Skitzer Kelly want to train every day. And I because I've been in the gym with him. And I'm like,
you muted yourself.
Man, dang, y'all don't take a break. And but she want to train, so he gonna do it, and I'll be doing the same thing.
And that's why I say she's gonna be a high major.
Yeah.
One, she's gonna be a high major not because she trained, because some people can train all you want and it just doesn't work for you. But she's gonna be a high major because see, her dad is 6'3", mom's kind of tall. She's already growing like as they say, a weed. He's doing extra stuff. I mean, to make sure he's spending money on nutrition. He's doing the whole deal.
Going to the chiropractor, getting the back.
Like this dude is special,
right?
Like that's why I say, and everybody ain't got to do it at that level. But I'm telling you this: if we all, and this is why I push so hard for unity and coming together. That's why I was pushing Eddie Young, Cordarius, and even some of the other AAU guys, and they know who they are, that didn't do it. And hopefully maybe we can revisit and come because, see, we're stronger together. And we have one independent. Me and Talante is a young guy. I saw a young guy who's running Southern Sports Platform. Didn't know him, as my mama say, from Adam's House Cat. I called Talante, got a chance to know him, and I said, man, let's do some stuff together. And you know what? He was right with it because he's got his own independence, but we do stuff together. He didn't have to come on the show. He doesn't need me. He's got his own deal. He's got a nice following. But at the end of the day, we're helping each other. Eddie Young, same thing. I could have went out and tried to start an AAU girls program or for that matter, a boys AAU program. I've done it before. But at the end of the day, it was like, okay, let's look at the need here. What's needed in this city? Shoes is the voice of boys basketball in Mississippi. He's been there for years. I didn't come and try to take over nothing from Shoes. Shoes is my man. We know each other for 20 years. I tried to come alongside. And so all I'm saying is this, man, it's enough for everybody. We all can eat. And if we do that, man, and it's not about just black people. I'm talking about all of us. This state can unite, and we have a chance to do something that no other state can do because most states are bigger than Mississippi. It's a lot more stuff, but we have an opportunity here to do something special because we have all the right pieces in place. We're just missing a few more pieces, and we can do something great. I truly believe. Kevin Cole, I'm so happy I got to meet my brother out south on the Gulf Coast. Didn't know him. I love Coach Broomfield at Oak Grove. I met my man. There's a guy, what's his name? He's a Boys and Girls Club director down Shelton. Is that his name? Down on the coast. His brother is the assistant athletic director at Jackson State. Hakeem is his brother's first name, but I forgot his last name. But he's another brother I met down on the coast.
I'm a Hakeem Shabazz. That last name Shabazz?
No, it ain't Shabazz. No,
okay.
But I forgot. But I met Cord, T Webb. I wouldn't have met Cord if I didn't see him at Eddie Young's tournament. And I didn't know Eddie. I just came to the just to come watch basketball.
Right.
Jeff,
and I want to let you all know that I had back surgery, so I'm out right now. But I have a radio show out here called the Blueprint Radio Show, And whenever you guys want to come on, man, and y'all want to talk about anything, it's at one of the Dallas radio stations out here. We talk about sports, we talk about politics, we talk about mental health issues, different things that we face in today's society. And if you guys ever want to just come on, man, promote your brand, a lady named Cynthia Guillory got me on at the radio station. She has her own show as well, and she's one of the biggest persons out here that do AAU tournaments out here in Dallas, man. So if y'all want to connect with her, or if y'all ever just want to come on, man, and just talk about just whatever we dealing with, because it's all about connections, man. And like I say, the things that we talked about today was great, man. And I'm thankful for y'all, man. So once again, I'm done. I appreciate y'all, man. Much love.
And with that, man, let's have our last geek, and we'll what we call the last geek of the night. And we'll, Corey just said his, and so we'll go with you, Cole, and then we'll go with you, Cordarius, Eddie, and then I'll finish up.
Well, as far as Wednesday and me coming up for the tournament, man, I'm in a dilemma, man. As y'all know, Isaac Brown is a real good close friend of mine. He just got the job at Wichita State, 5-year deal. They're coming to play at Tulane at 5 o'clock Wednesday, and I was going to be at the state tournament. So being that they don't come here much, I think I'm going to have to miss out on Wednesday and go watch him play, and hopefully one of these coach teams, Harrison Central girls or boys or both, may make it to the championship, and hopefully I'll get a chance to come to the championship instead.
Talante.
My last guy, I just wanted to shout out to a couple of guys over at MRA, Josh Hubbard, Philip Hughes for winning the 5A MAIS championship, and John Lucas over at Hartsfield Academy for winning the 4A MAIS championship. Shout out to those guys. And good luck to everybody who finna start getting ready to play this week in the semifinals tomorrow through Wednesday. And then good luck to everybody who makes it to the championship round. And like EB said, don't take it personal when we made our picks. Don't get on here bashing us in our DMs. But if you do take it personal, you know what I'm saying, use it as motivation to go in and perform well. And good luck.
For Darius.
Yeah, I want to say just good luck to every boy and girl that's playing in the state championship games. It's cherish the moment, cherish this time, especially the seniors. With COVID and everything going on, every day is not guaranteed. So, and that's with or without it. You should play like that. And that last talk we just had, I've been thinking about it heavy. I think we definitely, me, you, and Eddie, we got to revisit. We got to put a fence around our state, and we got to keep some of these guys out and build up our own state, because there's a lot of kids leaving and a lot of good kids leaving. A particular program just got one of our good kids from the north today, I seen on Twitter. So we got to do better, and I think by the powers to be come together, we can do great things. So I'm with it.
Is it me, Evie?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, man, great show tonight. Probably one of our better shows. We touched on some topics. As we conclude, today is the last day of the month for Black History Month. Man, just shout out to all the people who came before us and giving us an opportunity to have African American guys have a platform, and the resources that we have. Like Corey Isaac said, man, what he's doing out there, I'm just so thankful, man, at what this brother has done. He's a community guy, and he's giving back. And it's guys like Corey Isaac that really, really do it the right way. His intentions are right, and he's genuine. I almost called out some names, but I ain't. But but for some of the, if you make it, if you've made it professionally, right? If you've made it professionally, and you from the hood, and you got it out the mud, and you don't come back to Mississippi, I got a problem with you. So I want to call, if you again, let me say that again. If you're a professional athlete or a high major college athlete, and you've left this state, and people have given to you, AAU high school coaches, and you don't come back to where you've made it from, boy, I want to call some names. I got an issue with you. So again, I do want to leave on a positive note that too much of that goes on. But on a positive note, Black History Month ends today. Man, it's been a great month from where we've came to where we're going in the midst of all of what we've been through. Thank God that idiot is out of office and all of the the former president or whatever he was, and now this country can kind of get back to be the great country that it needs to be, and we can kind of move forward as one. Because at the end of the day, when we all make it to heaven and when this thing is over, we kick that bucket and we go to our next chapter in life, whatever your faith may be. We all bleed the same blood and we're all God's people. So that's it for me. I'll pass it on to the veteran. Thank you, EV, man. Great show. I appreciate you so much, Kevin, Corey, Talante, and Cordell. I appreciate you guys.
Sir. All right, man. Take care.
I want to say one thing as I close. I want to just make a slight correction to Eddie. Black History Month, there's no such thing. There was always Black History. We're creating history every day. Throughout the day. They've given us 1 month. No, it's all the time, every day. I'm so happy for my brother, Isaac Brown, a guy whom I don't, we crossed paths years ago. And on February 26th, when he was named the coach at Wichita State, I happened to go by Twitter and I looked at the video where they named him in practice, the AD. And although I don't know the brother personally like that, like I said, we've crossed paths over the years. He knows who I am. I know who he is. We actually have some people in common. I began to cry because he's 51, I'm 51. And it was a miracle. I call it the shocker miracle that he got hired at Wichita State, the first head basketball coach at the Division I level in the state of Kansas in 2021. Think about that. He's the first Black Division I coach in the state of Kansas. And so the story was so touching. I wrote an article that I'm going to be releasing here this week about his story, because again, me and him crossed paths years ago and we were connected, and I didn't even realize it until I read up a little bit more as I was doing research for the story. So again, as we, as you could, like you said, Eddie, all the different things that has happened as far as in this month, that they choose 1 month a year to celebrate, we have to continue to celebrate us every day. We don't just take these. Here's the thing, it's crazy. They chose a short month. It ain't but 28 days in this month. Why didn't they choose January? We're at 31. Anyway, that's a whole nother. So we just have to look on and live on. And this is not a black show. I want to make this clear. This is about, this is about community. And so I just thank God for all of you guys, and I love you guys. I care about you. And so all the people who are watching, I care about you as well. So for Kevin Cole, Corey Isaac, T. Webb, Cordarius Jones, Eddie Young, I'm Coach EV, aka EV the Giger, saying good night and good evening, and I lay you.